Just north of Macon, we found this really cool spot right here. It's got a bunch of old cars on it, old gas station. Pretty darn neat. I've never been up this far north of Columbia, Missouri before, so this is my first time up here. But we're headed to Kirksville right now. All right, so we made it to Kirksville right now. We're gonna eat at a place called Mi Casa here, a Mexican restaurant. But you can see, looking at the HRRR models, we've got some stuff going on up north, but looking at about 4 p.m. today, it's looking like it's going to stay kind of north of us. But we were looking for this later mode that kind of happens right around here, around 6 p.m. We see these cells starting to fire here, and I'm looking for these discrete supercells that are going to be on the south end of this line for it to happen. But we might have to go up towards Iowa a little bit, right on the border of Iowa, just north of here, for some of this stuff. So there is a threat of tornadoes, about 5%, but basically here to see some of the structure today. So that's what we're shooting for. And then as this thing blows out into this line, it's gonna go MCS on it. It's got a little bit of a bow echo happening right there. And some more storms are gonna be firing right along this line here around 8 p.m. So we got a long day ahead of us still. But things are looking better. And I get a lot of questions every time I show you this software. It is Radar Omega I use that has all the models in it and all of the radar data. And then as a backup system, I use Radar Scope. All right, so made it to Milan, Missouri. So originally our target was Kirksville. Last one of the models is showing these things a little bit more north. So if we zoom in here, you can see where we're at in Milan. And we're gonna take Highway 5 north. And this is where things are supposed to happen. And I like these discrete cells because like we talked about earlier, that bow echo thing that might happen a little bit later on, we wanna stay to the south of that. So that's what the plan is right now. So we're doing nowcasting, which right now, this is just showing us at 6 p.m. But if we come down here, we change our information to the dew point here. We can see what the dew points are doing down here. And if you play like Outbreak, you know, the Storm Sim, you would get used to these different kinds of products that we're using, and you would know what we're talking about. So this would be on the surface level here, showing those dew points. You see the dry line where that's located at, but we're over here where all that moisture is down here is or down here is where we're at on the dot. But if we come down here, we can check out some other things. So let's look at the winds. Let's look at the 500 millibar winds, see what they're doing right now. And you see that a little bit more pink up north, so you can see where all of that bulk shear would be located that you want to have in the environment for severe weather, to get tornadoes out of it. But it's kind of weak today for tornadoes. I don't know if we're going to get anything. Let's look at the 850 millibar winds. Look at that low level jet where it's located, and it's screaming up north by Des Moines. You can see where some chases are on some storms up there, probably why they chose that northern target. But I'm staying on the south end of things, so we can get back home in an easy manner. Going all the way up to Des Moines is a lot. Now, if we look at the supercell composite, you can see it's not a lot happening here because everything's blown out with all this, the data's gone since these storms are firing. But right here, you can see near Harris, Missouri, and kind of where we're at right here. This is the reason why I chose this target. So I want to be right here where we're at. We're going to go north on 5 to get out of the trees, and there's a little bit open field up here. And let's look at the significant tornado parameter. The only thing I see in the area is just outside of where we're at here. So if we have any shot of a tornado today, it's going to be in this general area, but we'll see. So enough of the models. Let's go to radar, single site radar. Let's have a look and see what's going on here in Des Moines. You can see where everything's happening, and all down this line is where we're getting all of our storms that are starting to fire. Now, if we open up this, we can go into our secondary panel here, and we're going to open up that velocity. So you can see the velocity up here on this side and our reflectivity on this side. So this is something you would see in the game Outbreak as well. So look at the velocity, looking for any couplets or any rotation that we see in these storms, and you can see it up here north. Now we're still waiting for ones to fire down south where we are, but when they do, I believe they're going to have a good, strong chance of spinning, so we're going to keep an eye on that as well. So a quick rundown is that your reflectivity is just going to be the decibel received back to the radar. And so, you know, the higher precipitation is going to be your reds and oranges and yellows. And then over here on velocity, it's the speed of that precipitation when it comes back to the radar. So we're looking at the speed of that. And you can see right here, we got some red and green next to each other near Truro there. That just shows that that is, you know, rotating. There's actual rotation there in these storms up north towards Des Moines. But we're waiting a little bit longer down south. I know it looks clear right now. Nothing too crazy, but it's happening here and we're gonna be in position. All right, we are outside of Pollock, Missouri right now. We've got southerlies just shooting straight into all of this right here. You can see all of this is starting to happen. Off in the distance, you got some towers that are starting to go, and right here we had some turkey towers, but you can't see them. They're kind of obscured by these clouds right now. Storm motion today is gonna be northeast, so we're in a spot just south. And if these start to fire right here, right above us, you can see it's just blue skies right above us here. We're gonna be in a perfect spot to get right behind them and chase them to the north as we need to. All right, so I'm in Unionville, Missouri right now, and as you can see, we've already got skies starting to go absolutely insane along this whole line right along here. So that's what I'm waiting for. Right now, the reason why I chose this southern target is because the supercell composites are looking really good and significant tornado parameters are looking good down here as well. Compared to a little further north, and not to mention if that starts to bow echo, you don't want to be chasing in the middle of that. I'd rather be on the south end of that. So we have to be patient. It's supposed to happen at about 6 and it is currently 4. So we've got a little bit of time and we got to let these storms cook, that's for certain, because it's starting to happen. We just don't want to be getting up there into it too early. We got southerlies just shooting in right into this thing off the back of me right now. And yeah, we're in the right spot. Okay, so we waited in Unionville, Missouri, and now we are going west because we got a lot of rotation in this line and it's moving to the northeast, and we're gonna take this highway all the way to 139 and take that north to stay with it. It's severe warned right now, and it looks like it could go tornado warned any moment, so that's what we're targeting right now. Absolute monster cell here. This looks so good structure-wise. Not bad at all. It's kind of pushing our way a little bit here. So we might need to get a little bit more to the east. All right, we got a little further south and to the east, and man, look at the curtain on this gust front. This looks absolutely insane. It's completely scraping the ground there. But we have a new rotation happening to the south of this line. These are all like embedded supercells in this line. And we're gonna try to stay with it by going more to the east. So we have to go south and then back east again. But I'm just gonna take in this beautiful, beautiful structure. Our cell right now headed towards Centerville, Missouri is tornado warned. It's just on our left-hand side. We're going south right now, staying alongside this thing, but it is tornado warned, and we're gonna keep an eye on it, but it's going absolutely nuts. That was that cell I just showed y'all. I was like, let's just look at this supercell structure, and right after that, it went tornado warned. So we're on the right storm. So here's the tornado warning in Centerville. You can see where we're located right here, and there's that velocity signature of it tightening up really, really, really good right there at Centerville. And if we get out and have a look and see what we're seeing here, this is that storm right here. So we're just staying alongside it right now. We've got horses running. Go get shelter, horses. Seen a lot of horses out here. It's a paint. But yeah, we're just keeping an eye on this thing. It tries to wrap up a little bit more and more each time. Each scan, it's getting better and better. So I think we're gonna continue south and go east. All right, so you can see the hail core right behind me, right there. Look at how beautiful blue and green that is. Absolutely insane, man. So this whole thing is not tornado warned yet, but it's got a lot of rotation in it. And if you look down here, back towards Unionville, you can see right there where all of that, it's coming right down this road. And we're staying just ahead of all of this to go east. So that's looking west, and then that's back towards the east there. But you can see this whole line move in this direction. But a lot of people always say that, you know, why are green skies tornadic, and you know, tornadoes are going to be nearby where you have hail. And when you see this greenish blue color right there, that is really heavy precipitation and hail right back there. So I'm also staying to the east of the hail core as well, so we don't get our truck absolutely pummeled. But right back here is looking good. It's just kind of hard to see everything where we're at right now. So we're gonna continue east, try to stay with this storm, but man, just beautiful, beautiful structure. And this thing has gone MCS. All the storms to the north are no longer tornado warned. That one cell we were on is still tornado warned, but it's rain wrapped and it was just not worth chasing. So we're just waiting for these southern ones to get their act together, which they are, because this is looking better and better as we go on. And now we're getting those, we're getting that inflow into this thing. It's weird, I'm getting outflow over here, but I'm getting inflow on the left here going into this right here. So we're gonna stay with it. Okay, so we moved just slightly to the west, and now we're going south because we have a new discrete cell that is popping up on the south end of this line. So we're gonna get on that. None of this stuff is tornado warned currently, so we're gonna be just fine here in the inflow notch to this whole line right now. But yeah, we're gonna go see what is happening down south. Yeah, these cells right here, we have a discrete cell here, and this one on the back line is staying behind this whole MCS system, so that's what we're trying to get to right now. Got a little bit further south right now. That's the north side of the storm right up there. But wrapping all the way back around this way, that is where this whole line is now starting to kind of overtake everything. Looking off in this direction here, that is what we're watching. We got a strong inflow notch on that, and it's starting to rotate. So we're keeping an eye on that one. We're gonna stay just south of it for now. But if it starts to get a little crazy, that's when we're going to you know, stay east alongside of it.
Now, chasing an MCS system is not an easy thing to do, and as you can see with all the scud clouds in front of the rain, any of the rotation was back in that precipitation.
All right, so we went all the way south back through Green City now, and we've got a new area of rotation happening just to the west of us. So we're gonna get on that here shortly and get you a view of it, but it's looking better each scan right now. So definitely smart to drop south on this new cell. The one up north, that just became a giant a giant mess. So we're gonna get on something new. That is the rotation that we're looking at right there. That's ramping up really, really crazy. All right, so we're staying south of this system right here, but that's where the area of rotation's back here. But man, it's just been rain wrapped. A lot of these have been rain wrapped mesos that have been tough to stay with, unfortunately. But that is rotating on radar right back there. But yeah, it's kind of a mess. These storms have been kind of a mess, and I'm feeling nothing but outflow. So this whole line is kind of turning outflow dominant, and I'm not seeing a whole lot of other things happening to the south. All this stuff is kind of just starting to die out, unfortunately. But man, we saw some awesome structure, that is for certain. The plan of action is to just stay here for a little bit more, see what this storm does before it dies out, and then we'll see what's coming from the southwest. But if not, then we'll chalk it up to we saw awesome storm structure today, that's for certain. And that's a win in my opinion. All right, so our storms are pretty much done. This whole line turned into a giant MCS system, kind of a bow echo actually. If we zoom out, you can see, and all those tornadoes were up there near Davenport. Still tornado warned up there too, so that worked out. But man, it's a lot of rain to deal with for sure. So I think we're going to just drop south and head back home. All right, so the chase is not over yet because we got out of Kirksville, which is up that way, and dropped south. And check this out. This whole line is moving all the way towards us here. And it's got a lot of rotation in the southern end of it, about right here. And that's what we're watching right now. So this thing's moving at about 25 miles per hour, but it's got 60 mile an hour wind gusts in it. And it is dropping penny-size hail currently, but just beautiful structure once we got to the east and south of this thing once again. So, I mean, I am not disappointed with this storm at all. It is a wild one. All right, so I moved a little further to the south, and you can see just how clear everything is down to the south here. And a lot of people ask all the time, hey, in real life, do storms get like black? Well, there is your answer right there. That is pretty darn dark all the way back there. On the camera, it's a little bit lighter than to the eye. To the eye, I mean, that right there is about as dark as it can be. Like, it's insane how much rain is coming out of this thing. But right now, I could feel the warm wind hitting this thing. But it is still, you know, outflow dominant. It's the whole line just moving this way. But still keeping an eye on it for sure. It's got some rotation. There's the cool air right there, so that's the outflow hitting this big time, screaming in that way. But yeah, you can see the whole shelf cloud that goes all the way out to that way. Absolutely incredible structure. I love it. But there's rotation on the front end of this thing right here, but right past the highway, just to the right, over in that direction. However, it's very low. I don't even know if you can hear me because of the wind. The wind is insane right now. So that's what it looks like right now on radar in our location. So looking behind us, we're going to get a good look at what's left of this thing.